of the famous Rabbanim of yesteryear. Now we're in the 15th, 16th century, where it's here on Tetzvav Elul, the 15th of Elul, the Hilula of Rabbi Moshe Alashkar Z'tl Tzaddik Libracha. He was one of the great Spanish rabbis, especially during the 14 and 1500s respectively. He would become a great rabbi. He would become a posek halakha, rendering halachic Torah decisions, a judge, a dayan, and one of the outstanding Spanish rabbis in his era, without a doubt. And he was, I think, expelled from Spain along with many of the Jewish people, unfortunately, especially in the famous 1492 Spanish Inquisition. And he was one of the great philosophers within regards to Torah and really had a genius mind in itself. He actually was born from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Yitzchak. He himself was from Sפרד, from Spain over there, and he learned Torah under auspices of another great rabbi from Toledo, Rabbi Shmuel Valenisi. He happened to be a really great rabbi over there, and he was along with a cluster of rabbanim, including Rabbi Yaakov ben Chabib, and he is a rabbi we've spoken about on many occasions before, Rabbi Yaakov ben Chabib. He was himself one of the great Spanish rabbis and head of the entire congregation, you could arguably say, at the time of the Spanish Inquisition, and he would become a great rabbi in Saloniki afterwards, in Greece, in Yavan, as I say. He learned many different languages, including Arabic also, and learned various different books and became a master within regards to Gemara and also within regards to Kabbalah also. And he was dealing with many, many different things. He was an expert with, not just within regards to Torah, I think he dealt in coins also, was an expert within regards to that. But unfortunately, in the year 1492, there was a Spanish Inquisition and it forced him to leave from Spain. And then he went traveling, he went to the more northern parts of Africa, and he would actually end up in, unfortunately, during his travelings, pirates would try and actually try and invade and attack him. But thankfully, he was saved at sea, and he was able to then travel to Tunisia, to Tunis to be precise over there. And he spent, I believe, 18 years there. And then later on, he would become actually the head of the Kehillah there, of the congregation of itself. Very, very prestigious position, along with other great rabbis, including Rabbi Abraham Z'tl, who is another great rabbi we have spoken about before, who happened to be a great historian in of himself and one of the great Jewish minds and thinkers of that specific point in time. And this was I think very widely documented how he was actually saved from those hands of the pirates, let's just say, over there. And then afterwards, after he spent a long period in Tunisia, I think there was a conquest over there, so he actually moved on to Tripoli in Libya, Louv, as they call it in Hebrew. And over there, he would actually move eventually to an area called Parta, I believe, in Yavan. He would actually end up over there, spend time over there. And then in the year 1522, he would move to the area of Kahir in Egypt, in Mitzrayim, because at that point in time, many people were living in Kahir. We've spoken about it before. And there was a prominent Jewish community over there. Over there, he spent time as a dayan, as a judge, Jewish judge, in a Beit Din, in the Jewish court over there. I think it was in the Beit Din of the great rabbi, the Haradvaz, Rabbi David ben Shlomo Ibn Zmara, who we've spoken about also before on various different occasions. And he would paskin various different knowledges of halacha within regards to it. He was, I think, in consultation with many of the different cities across the world, with a galaxy of Jewish communities, including in Korpo, which we have to mention over there. He also in Saloniki, in Kushta, in modern-day Turkey, I believe, in Sfat, in one of the 4 holy cities of Israel, in Tunis, in Tunisia, as we say, and Harkalion also, and various different places also. So very much in Greece, at that point in time, it was Greece, Turkey. Also in Israel, there was flourishing Jewish communities over there. And I believe 3 years before he passed away, he actually went to the land of Israel, and I think he spent a period of time living, especially in Sfat. And Sfat at that point in time was a mystical city where many of the great Kabbalists lived at that point in time. He was at an era, especially where it was a time period of great rabbis who were alive, especially the Ariya Kadosh and many of the great rabbis over there, which we must mention. He was a great pasek b'halacha, and he would actually write Torah, colossal works, including the Gaon Yaakov. This was, I believe, a perush on the Arbat Torim, which was, I think, put in a ktav yad, as they say, in a manuscript. And I think it was also in a chelek Orach Chaim, which I think was printed eventually in Yud. It was printed in the year Tafshin Pei Dalet. Also, another great book he wrote was a Shut Maram Alshkar. This was a sefer on Shalot and Shabbat, the questions and answers which came about with regards to the different questions he got from all over the world. As we said, there was people corresponding him and asking him questions throughout the whole encompassment of the globe, and that's how much of the great stature he of himself had, because he was really widely respected among many of the great rabbis internationally, and many people sought after for his opinion. So he lived around 76 years of age at the time of passing. He was born naturally in the year 1466, passed away in the year 1542, I believe, in Jerusalem. He passed away over there, and he was one of the great rabbis, especially, or one of the last rabbis before the Spanish Inquisition in Spain. So please learn more about him. I believe Tet Vav Elul reported over is the date of his Silula. Please don't forget to light candles in his memory, and please subscribe to the channel. We've already covered about 370 different great rabbis of yesteryear here. We're a community and we're learning together. So take care.